Right, stage I'm at the moment is I don't know. I've been doing so much on the engine shed, it has turned out to be so complicated, and on top of that I got totally fed up with the tiling, and the reason being is it was such a strain on the eyes and awkward, and I forgot I've got this. And since I've been using this, it's just got so much easier. But I don't want to fix the roof on yet, because that's going to be the last thing I do. So what I'm doing now is I'm building the water tower and the offices at the back. So there's the water tower, and my son, who paints kits professionally, will be doing the water tower for me. So what I thought I'd do first is the building that the water but is held on, along with the offices that go beside it. I am taking one bit of artistic license. I'm going to continue the offices in the same red brick and style as the rest of the building. I know for a fact that the offices were a later add-on and were quite modern with modern windows, but that's just me. Rule one, as they say. It's not an exact copy. The imprint is correct, but not the building itself. And but it's the other side of the engine shed, so when I'm on my model railway, it's a part that you don't see. But just to let you know, in case of any criticism saying it doesn't look like what it should do. So the stage I'm at now, I've got the water tower. I'm taking bits from the workshop that you get with the engine shed. I've now butchered that, and that's going to be the offices, and I'm making up my own section that goes underneath the water tower, which is this bit here. Now if I look at the picture of this, the water tower is that section is slightly bigger than the building, only a fraction. Now how am I going to put that onto there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cardboard building to fit just inside, and once I've got that standing right, I can then stick these on, and I'll show you that as I go along. So I'm sorry that I haven't shown everything that I've done so far. I think it'd be a little bit tedious, to be honest with you. I think this video's gone on for long enough, but the end result will be worth it, I hope. So I'll pause you there and I'll crack on. Well, I hope you can see all right here, but so far what I've done is the front of the water tower. So that's laying down like that. I put one support in there. I'm going to put two more supports in, one on the bottom, and of course I've had to cut it out to fit all the bits on there, and then one in the middle. I've just made that smaller, and that's going to go right across there. Now as you can see, slight arch in there. I've cut out the tops of the lintels and added them on the top there. I've also cut or made this slightly longer there on the top there, so that when it fits onto the tank it actually clicks inside, if that makes sense. Now on the back you've got your windows, your inner section, another piece of grey board there, fiddly, which is one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to do. So that's going to be the water tower there, and then beside it are the offices. This is what I'm going to use just there. Now this is the workshop from the kit, and all I've done, I've got to cut that bit off there, but all I've done is just made it into offices, and you'll see how it fits when I put it on. So the bottom of the water tower, the back, two sides with ridges cut so that they clip on or fit on nice and neat. So all I've got to do now is start putting these in, and then I can start putting these on the side. So be back in a minute. Right, there you can see the 3 inner supports glued on. I'll give that a minute. There will be no lights in any of my buildings. I've done enough night shifts in my life that I never want to work at night. I can't see personally any point in lighting up a display that I personally only want to watch during the daytime. So I'm just not going to bother. Nothing about the intricacies of or how awkward it is to do and the cost. It just doesn't appeal to me. Horses for courses, and rule 1, it's my layout. So there we go. There'll also be no computer operation. I have hard enough working my PC, let alone doing computers on a layout, so there'll be nothing like that either. So hopefully this is now stuck. So let's put a bit on here. And I have marked them. That's the B. So he puts his hands all over the sticky stuff. Oh. This is what happens when you start doing it on camera. You forget bits you haven't done. So that's gone wrong yet. Don't ask me what, but it went in all right when I first did it. Right, let's see what's gone wrong there. Right, back in a minute. Right, we're back. Right angle on there, so it's standing upright. That's one in. I'm not too worried about that, because with my little trusty paint set, that will go. So let's stick the other supports in. Right, I think I'll be back to you when I've finished it all. Well, there it is in all its glory. I haven't painted the edges yet. You won't be able to criticise me for it, because I think it looks bloody awful. But then again, I'm my worst enemy. Fortunately, it's on the other side of the engine shed. That part looks alright against it, but the building itself, the front, I should have brought those archways up a bit higher. But there you are. That's my first ever attempt at not scratch building, kit bashing. And it is engaged, and it is very, very difficult. But it'll look better when it's on the engine shed. And the offices that go along the side, they will go just here. The sloping roof up against the engine shed. Right, onwards and upwards. Right, we're finally coming to the last bit of the construction. So what I'm about to do now is finish the top bridge, and then I think I might put these together and then put the ridge tile on. I'm not too sure, but we'll see how it goes. A little bit PVA. I'm doing it through the old magnifying glass, and boy is it so much better. But John said sticking them on with PVA, oh, what a lifesaver that man is. So much easier. Let's just hope I cut the right one. I've been known not to. Just needs a little bit of trimming up. And when you cut these, because they're on an adhesive, don't slice through them because it'll separate the pair, and you don't want to do that. You want to keep the backing on, so it's, you push down until you go click, and so it cuts right through it. Otherwise you get all sorts of problems and issues. Right. Now I'm not a model maker. I've never made a model in my life apart from the two houses you saw. So I just hope this looks reasonable. I know you'll all let me know, and I don't mind criticism whatsoever, as long as it's constructive. You don't need to tell me I'm an idiot, I know that already. I think by the mere fact that I'm building an engager tells you all you need to know. Right, so, right. But I have to say, this magnifying glass, oh, what an absolute godsend. And what I'm doing is I'm going slightly over, and I'll trim that up afterwards. And there we are. Now this, I think, goes on there like that. Now I can either ridge tile on now, like that, and hopefully it'll go over. That's the ridge tile. I don't know if you can see it properly. That has got to cover that. I think what I might do is I might do one section just up here, try it out. If it doesn't work, then I've only wasted that bit, but I think that'll be another episode. So this is what I'm going to do. Got the rest of these to do and finish off this. Got 1, 2, 3 more to do. That's it. Oh, 4, sorry, that one as well, and then I'll get back to you. Right, well, this is where I am at the moment. There's the 2 roof sections and the join in the centre, and I tried first of all laying it down like that, flat on the table, and with this here, which is the ridge tile, and you can see it's very, very small, and if you focus in, I don't know if you see it, there's ridges on there. Anyway, I tried first of all sticking it on the back here, with the adhesive tape taken off, and as soon as I bent the roof, it came off. I then tried sticking it on again like that with PVA glue, and again, as soon as I bent the roof, it came off. So I think I'm going to actually have to put the roof on first and then stick the ridge tile on. Now, I don't think that's a long section of ridge tile here. That's this one here. I don't think personally it's wide enough, but with the strips it comes in, the outside edging is a lot thicker. Alright, it's got no lines in it, but I can put them in afterwards. I think I might use that just as the ridge tile afterwards. Now, in that way I've got to glue it onto the engine shed itself, so I've put further reinforcing sections on here, likewise here right the way along. Now what I will do is I will glue these in place like that, so they're smack on, and then I'll put the ridge tile on afterwards. And as you can see, bits where I've stuck it on already started to come loose. That's where I'm at. One of the reasons why it's taken me so long is this has been an absolute pain, this section, and I've been putting it off and putting it off. The other thing that I didn't realise, now whether or not I can be bothered to put some more tiles, is you'll notice that the roof shows you the edge of the roof itself, just a fraction. You can see it just inside there and there. Whether that's an eyesore or not, I don't know, but I think I can live with that. So that's where I'm at. I'll try and stick these down. I'm going to give up today, and I'll give another go tomorrow, see how it goes. Cheers. Right, well, after the fiasco of yesterday, I'm going to try a different way. I'm now going to glue this one onto here, and then I'm going to glue that one onto there. And I'm going to go with using Yoo-hoo glue. So the first one I've got to put on is here, and I want to make sure that that is definitely in line. So, right, let's go. me, I've been dreading doing this, absolutely dreading it. I think I've been dreading it so much, mainly because I've done so much time on it. I'm just worried it's going to look bloody awful. But we shall see. Already I've noticed that that is not in line with that. That's that. Oh dear. Right, that's that one done. This is the bit that's going to go up in there. One bit there. Not too bad. And one bit there. Right, I've done that. I'm going to let it set, and then I'll come back to you. Right, well, it seems to have stuck all right. So we're going to go on to the next bit, which is this one here. I think what I'll do is I'll put it on and then I'll trim it up afterwards if I need to. This one here is not stuck very well. So I'm going to use glue. And when I did that, the first thing I should have got was my tweezers out, and I didn't. That's because I'm rushing. Now, at least with glue you do get a choice of moving it about a bit as well, which is a good thing. Right, the rest of that seems to be on all right. Right, let's go along here. That bit's come on loose as well. best. Right, we'll leave that set for a bit and then I'll come back to it. You can see, first one's on. It did take a bit of cutting, I'm afraid, to get that on there. I still haven't put the ridge tile on, so we'll see how it goes. Well, here she is in all her glory. The only two things I've got to do on there, or three, is paint the edges of the roof. My son's going to paint the water tank itself a light green, which as it was in the photo, and naturally I've got to put doors on it. And my son says it looks fantastic. I'm not happy with it, but I spent a lot of time on it. Now, can you see the deliberate mistake? I really had to butcher this to get the roof on, and I couldn't understand why. I cut so much away. Anyway, I finished it last night about midnight. My son came round today to help me tile the roof on the bungalow because I had a few cracked tiles and whatever, and I showed him this. He was very impressed, and I compared it to the photo on the screen, and straight away I'd realised why I couldn't get the roof to fit. This idiot has put the roof on the wrong way. Glass panels should be on that side, flat roof that side. So flat roof that side, glass panels on this side. And what's old Muggins here done? He done it the other way round. Well, that's it. I was going to take the roof off, but I've stuck it down so well, I think I would do so much damage that I'd have to rebuild it all again, and to be honest with you, I just can't be bothered. I'm going to leave it as it is. It'll always niggle me, but as the missus said, rule one, she said it looks great, it's your railway. So after all that, here it is. Alright, so here she is in all her glory. Those roof tiles are a nightmare. You see what I mean about these I put in. I had to do a few more to go around the other side. I'm quite sure you'll let me know whether you think it's rubbish or what. Yeah, that's sticking up because it's bent back, but once I've got it straight and a bit of stuff underneath there, you won't notice that. Now there's the offices, or the workshop, or restroom, whatever you want to call it, I don't know. The water tower, there's a building underneath it. And like I said, glass panel should have been that side, but oh well, done, it's done. Right, what would I do different? I'll be much more exact in the measurements, and I mean exact. Everything would be 100%, right angles 100%. Cutting again would be exceedingly accurate, so that when I put it together everything matches up, and it didn't, not in the first place. It's my first attempt, I've never made anything before, so yeah, measurements would be the first priority. The roof, they are good, do like those tiles, but they are a pain, and they don't to me look great. The ridge tiles are too small. I don't know how you get around that. I really don't, except to go to OO. But Engage, I mean, I'm looking at it now and I just want to rip it up. But it's done now. It maybe look much better when it actually on the layout itself. I did get cheesed off with it in the end, I have to say. I don't know how I'm going to be with the rest of the buildings. I've got to do the good shed, which I'm hoping is not going to be as awkward as this. The roof, I think, is the hardest part, but again, it was my first attempt, so for what it's worth, there it is. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't make the same mistakes as I do, especially putting on the roof the wrong way round. So the next stage is put a number of floorboards down and then start putting the framework and then the worktops up there. That shouldn't be that difficult. I've got it all written down and worked out how I'm going to do that. I'm going to use the L girder system, and I'm going to do the whole framework for the whole layout, as you saw in video number 2, was it, where I've got the plans. Once I've done that, then I'll put the board and the back frame in, and then once that's done, then I will start to lay track. So hope to see you soon. Hope you're all keeping well. If I do look a bit cheesed off, it's because I am, but hey ho. Hey, that's the things that happen when you do something like this. Either works out dead accurate or looks bloody awful in my case. But hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you around soon. Cheers all.